Well, if you got a dollar, won't just lousy down. You know that I got rhythm that could suit your budget found.
And so begins the preview for the Unbreakables Sale. First, it's Patrick, Trusty Mercantile. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a hopefully quick overview preview of some items that I will be offering tomorrow, Monday, June 24th, on the Unbreakables Sale, which I do in partnership with Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. That will be on the Old Curiosity Shop YouTube channel. So I'm just doing a quick preview. Hopefully it'll be a quick preview to showcase some of the items that I'm planning to have available in that sale. So it's by the time this goes live, it's probably only going to be about 24 hours notice. So not a huge amount of time for a preview, but hopefully, see a few things you like and hop over into the Unbreakable Sale. Even if you're not buying anything, hang out in the chat. It's a fun group. A lot of people there, and you see some of the fun things that I've got to offer, as well as Scott will have on offer. And if you're new to it, the idea of the Unbreakable Sale kind of is in the name itself. It's everything unbreakable, or more simply, things that are easy to ship. And that is my goal. I am trying to be more active in YouTube. I'm trying to get more active and beyond just selling, but life gets in the way. So I always stumble on that, but I do appreciate the opportunity that Scott gives to be part of his channel, as well as Beth from Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretties. Well, I will be partnering with her for the monthly drop sale coming up to Thursday, June 27th. So a couple things going on this week, but this is a showcase of the Unbreakable Sale. And as the preview showed, this is one of the items that will be there. And it is exactly what you think it is. It's doll head turned into a tissue box dispenser. How weird is this? I really do not know anything about this. I do not know its age. Based on the makeup and the hair, I would say it was probably in the 60s or 70s. Don't think it's a retro piece. The hair itself is a little crispy. So I do believe this is true to its age. The face is rigid plastic, but check out that side eye. Hey, you just dare to bid on me. So this is just a really weird, fun item that I'm going to have on the sale. Again, tomorrow night, Monday night, June 24th, 8 p.m. I don't think I said that, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Old Curiosity Shop channel. Then I also have, it is unbreakable, but I might be violating the idea of simple to ship. Although it looks worse than it is. This is currently taped to a cardboard backer, but I will not ship it on the backer. I will ship this rolled, and trying to do this so you can actually see it. So this is a stone rubbing. So what this ends up being is it's a sheet of paper. Again, it's been attached to a backer board, but it is a black sheet of paper that was held up against a stone, most likely tablet, maybe a wall plaque, maybe a floor plaque. Sometimes these are done to tombstones. These particular ones, I think, are just, I don't think they're necessarily tombstones. I think they're possibly just stone, decor. And you rub, in this case, looks like maybe like a silver crayon or something. You put the paper on the stone, put the crayon over that, and you get an image. So this is extremely tall. I'm going to have to go to the side. And it's kind of in two pieces. So you get this cool image of kind of, I don't know, supposed to be a knight. He's praying, so maybe he's a priest. It's maybe something in the shoulder. I'm not sure what that design is, but just a very cool, definitely centuries old design, but I have no idea when the rubbing itself would have been done. So it's very large. It would look very cool. You don't even have to frame it. You could just clip it, at the top and just let it free hang. Again, for shipping purposes, I will just roll this onto a fairly large cardboard mailer. And then, believe it or not, the U.S. Postal Service has a priority mail. It's shaped like a Toblerone. It's like triangular shaped. I don't know what a triangular cylinder is, but so I would be able to I could roll this around something fairly wide so that it doesn't crease, it doesn't get any folds to it, and then put it in a box that would protect it for mailing. So it looks big, it's hard to show on screen, but it's a very cool piece. And I was able to pick it up at a nice price because it was framed when I bought it. Unfortunately, the frame had been shattered. So I got it inexpensively, and I just hopefully somebody could choose to reframe it or go the inexpensive route and just get one of those poster clip thingies and just hang it on the wall and maybe put a weight on the bottom, and it would look pretty cool. A couple other, some other items going to have Oreo tin. Fascinating. Well, it's not the tin that I am selling the tin, but what's inside the tin, if I can actually show it, is this whole stash of these vintage wooden bobbin rolls. And there's a couple different colors, kind of pastel-y colors. There's a yellow, a light blue, looks like a light gray, white. I'm assuming they're still usable. I don't know if they'd be usable in a modern sewing machine, but they do seem to be a standard size. So I'm just going to sell the whole batch. Start with inexpensive start and just see what happens to it. Also being sold as a full batch is this set of, yes, my personal Hot Wheels. So admittedly, I've already gone through these, taken out all the red lines, anything that was, probably something I could sell individually. What's left are some of the very much play-worn examples, but they're still cool. If somebody's got a collection, it'd be a fun collection to add to it. There's some midget toys as well. Just kind of like the metal frame, and these are metal, not plastic. They're all plastic in here though. These happen to be metal. These are the midget toys. These are just, it's going to be fun. So, you got kids coming over, grandkids coming over, you need something to play with. Maybe they don't have lead paint on them. I'm still alive, but anyway, it's just a fun badge. We'll see what happens to them. I have no interest in trying to sell these individually. They are play worn. They're just fun. And maybe, we'll have somebody who wants to give them a good home. As has happened in this sale, as it's developed with Scott, is it has turned into also a linen sale, because linen, very unbreakable. This time I've got a matching pair of embroidered table runners. I've done a lot of tablecloths because I just have the opportunity to pick some of those up. The table runners seem to do better because you don't have to worry about the actual size of your table. This can go on anything. It can go on a dresser. It can go on your television table. It can go across your table, just in the middle of the table, whatever. But it does have some beautiful embroidery to this. Let me put my cheaters on so I can see the front from the back. This one, the jury's out. I do believe this was made by hand. You got this beautiful yellow floral accent with blue and green. And when you look at the back, the green is very nicely done. So that makes me think it's machine done. But look at the purple and look at some of the loose threads and the inconsistency in the holes on the yellow. So I do think this was hand done. So, somebody, a little project at home. Not sure on the age, but these were popular in the 50s and 60s. So I would assume there's some age to these, but it's a matched pair. So if you've got two nightstands or, big piece of furniture in your bedroom, these would look fantastic there. And then the other linen I have, technically, I guess you could say it's a tablecloth, more of a table topper because it's a little small. So what these are really nice is this is probably, I'll have to measure it, something like 30 by 30, maybe 36 by 36. Most tables are bigger than that. So this would just sit nicely, with the four corners draped across it. Or if you've got a larger table, it could just sit in the middle. Also, this one, I'm pretty sure this was done by hand, but if anybody's a hand stitcher, I'm going to show you how impressive this was. It's done in a cross stitch style, which I'm not sure why, but this was probably a pattern or something somebody did. So I do think this was done at home. But look at how good they were in doing those stitches on the back. They're all unidirectional. So look, you only see angles, but on the front, they're X's. It's like mathematically a genius that they were able to do that. And it's all the way around the border. But they did things like here in the pink, you can see they carried the stitch is what that's called. That's bad. You should not do that, because if this were to ever, not that you would, you can see on the front that the pink is only in a couple little accent spots. So what would happen is if you were to say that you wanted to frame this, and I only know this because my ex-wife did this one time and got dinged for it. She put something in a competition. When you frame it and it presses flat up against the backer board and you hold a light to it, you can see those pink strings. So a machine would not do that. That is done by hand, because otherwise you'd have to cut off each piece and individually knot it, which is why it's a skill for if you're doing it and being judged on it. Carrying stitches gets you points off. Taking the time to be completely ridiculously anal about it and actually tying off every individual knot gets you bonus points. So anyway, it is absolutely beautiful. It's got a great design in the middle, but still still open in the middle, so you could put a centerpiece bowl or something. So maybe the size, this is kind of like a size of a card table. So again, picture this 50s, 60s in the bridge groups. You'd have this on a smaller size table, or in contemporary times, a table topper. Like this one a lot, and some really nice edge work on that, where they've actually hemmed that with a stitch, also by hand. So those will be the linens that I'll be offering. This is a fun piece. I picked this up, and it is you're going to get the whole thing. It's kind of just a cool storage box. Right now, it's not closing properly because there's a display wedge in there. But you can see it's Grandpa's Wonder Soap. You open it up, it still says Grandpa's Wonder Soap, which I do believe this was a display, like possibly a retail display, because you could prop it open and have the soap inside of it to sell Grandpa's Wonder Soap. But it's a fully functional, very cool industrial wooden box. And you do get these little soaps to go with it. The artwork on the soaps, there is soap inside these. And so the artwork is kind of faded a little bit because the paper's kind of gotten moisture from the soap, like the oils from the soap soaking into it. So this one's like almost soggy. So they come with it because I got them with it. But the idea is you're going to get a very cool box for several different purposes. I don't know the age of it. I don't think it's as old as it's trying to be. I have a feeling this might be a reproduction thing from the 70s or 80s, just because it's a decoupage or somehow adhered label on there. And the way the box is done, it's all very nicely stained. And the bottom to it's kind of slid in. So I'm not sure of the age on this piece, but I think it's pretty cool. And I think it would look great in a good industrial vibe. What's that I hear? One of the next other items I'll have. I meant to look this up. I'll have to try and look it up before the sale tomorrow. I want to say I saw something that called this an elephant's claw bell, maybe. I didn't know elephants had claws, so I could be incorrect on that. But it is an Asian motif. I'm sure there's a site. I did a whole video with Soul Nate and Katie from Vintage and Vinyl about the types of cloisonne. I do think this is enameled, but it looks like it's just surface enameled. I don't think it's cloisonne. I don't think it's the one that I always felt that Nate was making up, not champleve. No, champleve. I think it's just enameled on top of the brass, but it's still kind of cool floral motifs on there, and it just looks cool, and it sounds pretty cool. Hopefully that wasn't too loud, but anyway, so that's going to be available. We're going to do all that glitters. Going to do some jewelry. So check out the bling. So we've got a rhinestone or clear stone, whatever you want to call it, with black prong set stones on this one. So you've got individual black faceted stones with a rhinestone suspended off the bottom and then running along all the way up. There's not really an extender to this. It's really just a rhinestone encrusted chain all the way up. And then this little hook clasp to catch the whole thing. So pretty much a choker in length. I'll measure this for the sale tomorrow. But pretty cool piece, a beautiful piece, actually. Pretty blingy, but it is one of the many pieces of vintage jewelry that I picked up in a lot a while back. And so popping those into the sale on occasion. And related to that set of jewelry, I've been selling the nicer pieces, keeping them together, but this is also going to come up for sale in the Unbreakable sale tomorrow night. It is a kind of a bin, job lot, mixed lot of tons of craft jewelry. Now, what's important to note about some of this craft jewelry is in some cases, the jewelry itself could be considered perfect. I mean, this looks like a fantastic necklace. The clasp, everything is on there is perfectly fine. However, if you look at it, the findings show there should be 3 strands on this, but there's only 2 left. So technically I consider this damage. I did try and sell some of these, and I kind of felt guilty about it. So I just kind of put these, so you could just use this as a full-fledged necklace. Who cares? But if you're a stickler and you're like, wait, there should be a 3rd string, you could take these strings off and put them on something else. You could unstring the individual beads, because there's some beautiful gold tone beads in there. There's some rhinestone pieces of jewelry that, of course, I can't get off this thing right now. So another pearl 2 clasp, or 2 strings, but on a 3 clasp. But this is hooked into the necklace. But a beautiful rhinestone floral. But you can see it's missing one of the rhinestones. So if you want to, you know, maybe you could survive without having that rhinestone, or you might be able to find a rhinestone in some of this other jewelry. So, you know, this, I'm not even sure what this is. There's no clasp or anything on the back. There's no pendant. So I don't know if this broke off of something, but just, you could turn that into kind of a cool necklace. Some of the necklaces themselves may have damage, like this one. A lot of the finish has come off the pearls. But if you're a crafter, check out that box clasp. I mean, there's value in that just by itself to recreate, you know, your own vintage jewelry. So there is just all kinds of fun stuff in here. Again, this beautiful little, this is a brooch, but one of the rhinestones is missing. So I just kind of mixed this all together as a just one job lot. So you've got this great, probably 60s piece, but one of the beads has lost its like lost some of the foam covering to it. So, you know, you could hide that, you wouldn't even miss it. Some of the earrings, I have some matched earrings, but some of the backs have fallen off. There's some pendants, another pendant, but you can see some of the rhinestones have fallen off of that. But some great, great vintage pieces. This one, I'm not 100% sure. It might have been a pendant because there is a hole at the top, but it would have been a pretty big size pendant. But there's a rivet holding that stone. So I don't know if it was once a brooch. Not 100% sure on that one. Let's see. This, you know, again, showing some of the beads that are here, all the different colors. All of this is mixed in, and most of them are strings, not a lot of loose pieces, a lot of individual brooches. You know, again, another little white wire work brooch, but with one of the rhinestones missing. So you find enough pieces with the rhinestones missing, and probably mix and match and fill in some of the missing from another piece. This is a great clasp on this necklace. Again, a strand is missing. So all kinds of things that and a lot of variety. You know, got some Flintstone necklaces. So this is just going to go up as a job lot, and we shall see what happens. Hopefully you've got some crafters in the house and they will be interested in giving that a home. But what started the idea of doing these sales, the Unbreakable sale, was actually as an ephemera sale. So initially I did some sales with Scott as ephemera sales, and there was some audience for that, but ephemera is sometimes specialized. Not everyone's looking to do that. So we expanded, but we'll always remember our roots, and I will always have ephemera. So one of the things I'm going to have for this one is this. I'm going to sell these 3 together. Not the greatest condition, but I've got a McClure's January. Ooh, what year was this one? I should have looked before I started the video. 1914. So we got a 1914 McClure's. We've got a 1911 McClure's. Is actually in pretty good condition. And then this one, the cover is missing. And this one was 1907. So some loose pages, but all of these, you do the one that's pretty well bound. All of these have some absolutely fantastic vintage advertising in them. A lot of them are black and white, some color, you know, on the cover, some great articles. You know, there's just all kinds of fun stuff in here, home improvement items, home decor, because it is the McClure's magazine. So these will be sold as a set. I'm probably going to start the price at $15 for the set of 3. So $5 a piece, and see where that goes. So, I mean, we're going to try and rehome as much as we can with some inexpensive prices. This will be, I think I showed this on a video when I picked it up. This I picked up from the King County Flea Market, actually from one of my viewers. Hi, Dave. It is sheet music. And, you know, if you want to play sheet music, that's fantastic. But I'm picking it up because of this artwork. So you've got this Hindu rose. We'll ignore that it says the Oriental Vamp. But just check out the outfit on this and the colors in this purple and green. Absolutely gorgeous. I think this would look fantastic framed. So we've got a fun piece there. This I just picked up specifically for the sale. Priscilla's War Workbook. And you can tell it's got a military theme, comforts for soldiers and sailors. This is a World War I stitchery book from the American Red Cross. And so copyright is 1917. And what this is it is instructions on knitting needlework for the soldiers. So best thread for needlework, the Paralessa. So you've got this great vintage ad right on the back. But you've got all of these different pieces that you can make specifically for the military. So knitted muffler, sleeveless sweaters, knitted helmet. You know, in case you want to make yourself a knitted helmet. Who couldn't use a knitted helmet even today? Actually, today it's like 100 degrees outside, so maybe not. But you never know. Winter is a-coming, and you're going to want a knitted helmet. Hospital garments needed by the Red Cross, so you could knit basically for the war effort. So interestingly, though, this was printed fairly late. Copyright was 1917, so the war had been already going on for a couple of years. But they put this out because they didn't know when it was going to end, and they needed women to support the war effort. So I thought this was a really fun book, so I'm going to make that as an offer. Military collector, just sewing collector, or it's just kind of a cool piece of conversation ephemera to have. I love travel magazines, so I found these two 1946 holiday travel magazines. Just check out the ads on these. I mean, I love that. That is the Studebaker. You know, everyone's crazy about the 60s and 70s. I have no interest in reliving my childhood. I want to go back to this. The war had just ended. This is 1946. So war has ended. Hey, you can go on holiday, and we're going to talk about the great things that you can do post-wartime, like stockings of elegance at Saks Fifth Avenue. So those are just ads in the back. But inside, you've got, again, some great vintage advertising in color, some great graphics. Fair days are here again, because again, you know, we're celebrating the fact the war is over and suddenly you can travel. And, you know, fact of the matter is, if you wanted to travel to Europe, it was probably a lot cheaper to do so post-war torn Europe. So all these great, a Frenchman explores America. So we go the other way. So some great articles, some great vintage advertising, and just a great capture of time. So these will be part of the sale. And then this one, I'm just going to go ahead because I haven't figured out a better way to sell it. I showed this on that video. This also came from one of my viewers, Dave. This is a mechanical drawing book that was a school project from 1938. And it was a mechanical drawing. He received an A- on this. Oops. A-. But the work is fantastic. And there's some great sheets in here. I don't want to break it apart. So if somebody else wants to break it apart, that's their conscience, not mine. You could keep it together because it's very cool. But some of these individual sheets would look really fun framed. And these are done like blueprint style sheets. Like they're that really thin onion paper. So there's several of these. These would look fantastic framed. And the person I got it from, where'd it go? The person they got it from had done some searching and discovered that the man who did this, Jim Goodwin, well, that's him. So we actually know who Jim Goodwin is from the senior class of 1941 from, I think this was Illinois, but now I can't figure out I don't remember which school this was. I want to say this was Elgin, but I wouldn't swear to that. So I'm just going to keep it all together. I think it's fun. I think there's some individual sheets that were all separate. Some great, you know, again, each one has a grade on there. You got a B+ on that one. So it's just kind of fun to see. Oh yeah, here it says this was Elgin High School. It says right out there, Elgin High School, Elgin, Illinois. This one, he got an A. There's even some stuff on here where he was practicing his name and some of his lettering. So you can see some of it. So it's a fun capture in time. I thought it was a really neat piece. Dave gave me a good price on it, and I would love to see it go to someone who could appreciate it. So that will be part of the sale as well. So again, this was just a really quick preview. I'll show all these things. I may not be able to get to everything tomorrow night. So if you see something you like and you know you want to bid on it, put a text in or mention it during the chat tomorrow, all of these will be within my reach to be able to offer on the Monday night sale. And we will be doing the Unbreakable sale every month. It's the 4th Monday of each month. So I will have more of this the next time we have the sale, but that's what my preview is. Again, Scott, the Old Curiosity Shop, his YouTube channel, not here. It'll be on his YouTube channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday, June 24th. And then if you watch my channel later in the week on June 24th, no, June 27th, the Thursday, that will be the June Huckster Hop. And that will start at 6:30 p.m. with Ancestral Beginnings, and will run throughout the evening, a different channel every half hour with a series of drop sales. And my video will drop at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I will be doing a series of magazines, flat lay magazines that are going to be easy to video in that kind of a drop sale. So hope you enjoyed the preview. Hope you find some things you like, and I hope you're able to join us on Scott's channel Monday night. Thanks for your time. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.